Okay, so, we talked about doing a deep dive into this whole Celebrity Xcel cruise ship thing, and you really pulled together a ton of information on it.
I tried to. Yeah, there's just so much buzz about it, with it being the newest Edge series ship and all.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like people are really curious about all the details, especially with the launch getting closer and closer.
For sure. I mean, we've got the news articles, the stuff Celebrity Cruises themselves is putting out, and you even put together that amazing summary note as of today, March 17th, 2025. So we're totally up to date.
Right. Yeah, I figured we needed to have everything in one place to really get a clear picture.
Definitely. So I guess our mission here is to take all of this and break it down for everyone, give them the need to know info on the Excel, where it's at in the whole construction process, what they can expect on board, and what really makes it stand out from the other ships in the fleet.
Exactly. And maybe even from ships in general, like what makes this one noteworthy,
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely. All right, so where should we begin? I think starting with the construction progress makes sense, kind of setting the stage.
Yeah, let's do that. So as of right now, March 17th, 2025, the Celebrity Xcel is in the final stages of construction
Yeah.
over at the Chantier de l'Atlantique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire, France.
Chantier de l'Atlantique, say that 5 times fast.
I know, right? It's a mouthful. But they build some pretty incredible ships there. And if we go back a bit, they've actually hit some major milestones already. The keel laying ceremony was on June 13th, 2024. And that's like the official start. The backbone of the ship is laid down and they begin building from there.
Yeah, that's a big one. And from there, the progress has been pretty impressive. By October 23rd, 2024, they'd already assembled 34 out of the total 44 blocks that make up the ship's structure, and even the funnel was in place.
Wow, so they were moving right along. I mean, think about that for a second. Like 34 massive blocks already put together. That's just mind-boggling how they do that.
Yeah. It really is a feat of engineering. And then came another huge step, the float out on January 17th, 2025, which is when they actually moved the ship from the dry dock, where they build it into the water.
Oh, right. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it, seeing it in the water for the first time?
Absolutely. It's a visual representation of all that hard work paying off. And now it's at the quay, basically a pier, where they're doing all the final fitting out all the interiors, the technology, the little details that really make it a celebrity ship.
So basically getting it all ready for passengers. And what's really encouraging is that despite the complexity of a project like this, they're still on track for November 2025 launch date.
Yeah, there haven't been any reports of delays or anything, which is always a good sign in this industry. Things can change so quickly, so staying on schedule is a definite win.
Okay, so we know it's almost ready to set sail, but where will it actually go? Where can people expect to be whisked away to on this incredible new ship?
Well, it seems like the Caribbean is going to be the star of the show. At least initially, they're planning on offering 7-night cruises in both the Eastern and Western Caribbean, all departing from Fort Lauderdale.
That makes sense right out of the gate, sticking to some of those classic cruise routes. The Caribbean's always a popular choice, and it really gives them a chance to showcase the ship.
Right, exactly. And the itineraries themselves sound amazing for the Eastern Caribbean. You're looking at stops in the Bahamas, St. Thomas, and St. Martin, so you get that mix of beautiful beaches, vibrant cultures, and a bit of duty-free shopping if you're into that.
And then over on the Western Caribbean side, they're planning on hitting up Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Puerto Plata. So again, lots of variety in terms of what you can see and do, whether you're a beach bum, a history buff, or an adventure seeker.
And speaking of firsts, the maiden voyage itself is something special. It's a 5-day round trip, also out of Fort Lauderdale, heading to the Bahamas and Mexico.
So just a little taste of what the XL can do.
Exactly, and that one sets sail on November 18th, 2025, with prices starting at around $40, $55 for double occupancy. So that gives you an idea of what to expect if you're thinking of booking that first sailing.
Which I'm sure a lot of people are eager to do. But it sounds like Celebrity has bigger plans for the XL beyond the Caribbean. There's mention of potential deployments in Europe in 2026 and 2027.
Yeah, it's hinted at in some of the articles we looked at, which makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't build a ship this spectacular and keep it in one region forever.
Right. Eventually, you want to show it off to the whole world and offer those European itineraries that are always in high demand, especially with the kind of luxury and innovation that Celebrity is known for.
Exactly. And let's talk about that for a minute, the whole luxury and innovation aspect. What can people expect in terms of the onboard experience? What makes the XL stand out?
Well, if you're familiar with Celebrity's Edge series, you'll be happy to know that a lot of the popular features from those ships are making a comeback on the XL.
Oh, good, because those features are pretty incredible. I'm thinking of things like the retreat, which is that amazing suite-only area with its own private sun deck.
Yep, the retreat is back,
Yeah.
and it's even more luxurious than before, with a two-story sun deck that's just dedicated to suite guests. Talk about exclusive.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely a step up. And what about the other signature Edge series features? Are those making a return as well?
You bet they are. We're talking about the rooftop garden, which is that beautiful outdoor space with live music and relaxing vibes.
Oh yeah, the rooftop garden is fantastic, and I love how it transforms throughout the day and evening.
Exactly. And of course, you've got the main resort deck with all the pools and whirlpools and lounging areas, perfect for soaking up the sun.
Can't forget about the magic carpet either. That's the cantilevered platform that moves up and down the side of the ship, serving different purposes depending on where it is.
Right? Sometimes it's an extension of a restaurant, sometimes it's a bar, sometimes it's a cool place to hang out and enjoy the views. It's so innovative.
Truly unique. And then there's the sunset bar at the very back of the ship, multi-level, with panoramic views, perfect for a pre-dinner cocktail or just taking in the sunset.
It's like they designed it specifically for Instagram-worthy moments, with the ocean and the sky as your backdrop.
Absolutely. And in terms of dining, we see some familiar names popping up alongside some exciting new additions.
Yeah, Chef Daniel Boulud is back with his amazing restaurant, Le Voyage, which is a big draw for foodies who want that elevated fine dining experience at sea.
Le Voyage is a must-try if you're a fan of his cuisine, and I'm curious to see what he's come up with for the Xcel's menu.
Me too. And of course, you'll have your more casual options like Eden Cafe for lighter bites and coffee breaks.
But they're also promising entirely new entertainment in the main theater and even more interactive experiences in the Eden space.
It sounds like they're really building on what they did with the Celebrity Ascent, where they really pushed the boundaries in terms of entertainment and those immersive multisensory experiences.
Yeah, it seems like they're not content to just rest on their laurels. They want to keep innovating and surprising guests, which is great to see.
And speaking of innovation, let's not forget about the size and capacity of this ship. We're talking 1,646 staterooms and a maximum capacity of 300 and 950 passengers.
Wow, that's a lot of people. But then again, it is a very large ship, and the space ratio is listed at 35.8, which means there's plenty of room for everyone to spread out and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's something I always look at when I'm choosing a cruise ship. You don't want to feel like you're constantly bumping into people. You want to be able to relax and have your own space.
Absolutely. And a higher space ratio definitely contributes to that feeling of comfort and luxury.
Okay, but let's move on to something that's really making waves in the industry, and it's something that sets the Xcel apart in a major way. We're talking about the environmental considerations.
Right. The big news here is that the Celebrity Xcel is the first methanol-capable ship in the entire Celebrity fleet, which is a huge deal for the cruise industry as a whole.
It really is. I mean, methanol is a much cleaner burning fuel compared to the traditional heavy fuel oil that most ships use. So this is a massive step towards reducing their environmental impact.
It's not just about being eco-friendly, though. It's also about being future-proof, because as regulations around emissions get stricter and stricter, having a ship that can run on methanol gives them a significant advantage.
And it shows that they're taking their commitment to sustainability seriously. They're not just talking about it, they're actually investing in the technology to make a real difference.
Exactly. And it's not just about the fuel either. They're incorporating other design elements that minimize the ship's footprint, things like energy-efficient lighting systems and advanced waste management systems.
It's really impressive to see how they're thinking holistically about sustainability and not just focusing on one aspect.
It sets a new standard for the industry, and hopefully it will encourage other cruise lines to follow suit.
Okay, so we've got all this incredible technology, the luxurious features, the focus on sustainability. But there's one more thing that's really piqued my interest, and it's this new design element they're calling the bazaar.
Oh, yeah. The bazaar. Tell me more about that. What's so special about it?
Well, from what we've gathered, it's designed to blur the lines between being on the ship and experiencing the destinations you're visiting. So it's not your typical cruise ship shopping area.
So it's more about cultural immersion than like a duty-free mall.
Exactly. They haven't released all the details yet, but they're talking about showcasing local crafts, maybe having pop-up shops featuring artisans from the ports they visit.
That sounds amazing. I love the idea of being able to bring home authentic souvenirs that actually represent the places you've been to.
Me too. And it really aligns with that whole focus on enriching the travel experience and making it more than just about being on a ship. It's about connecting with the destinations on a deeper level.
I'm really intrigued to see how they execute this concept. It has the potential to be something truly special.
All right, so let's just do a quick recap of some of those key environmental and operational details just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Good idea. So first and foremost, we have that groundbreaking methanol-capable design paving the way for greener cruising.
Then we have the ship's stats, a gross tonnage of 141,000, an impressive length of 1,073 feet, a double occupancy passenger capacity of 3,260, and a crew of 1,400.
Which means a very favorable passenger-to-crew ratio of about 3 to 1, so you know the service is going to be top-notch.
Exactly. And speaking of top-notch, where does the Xcel fit in with the rest of the Celebrity fleet?
Well, it's the newest member of the Edge series, joining the Edge, the Apex, the Beyond, and the Ascent, all of which have been hugely successful.
And it's being touted as the most innovative and luxurious of the bunch. But Celebrity Cruises president Laura Hodges-Bethurge has also hinted at entirely new experiences without giving away too much detail.
Which is brilliant marketing, right? It gets people talking and speculating about what those experiences could be.
Exactly. It creates that buzz and anticipation. And to be fair, they have been pretty good at delivering on their promises in the past. So I'm excited to see what they have up their sleeve.
Me too. And if anyone wants to dive even deeper into the nitty-gritty details, we do have those helpful tables summarizing the key specs and itinerary highlights.
Yeah, those are definitely worth checking out for anyone who wants all the hard data. Things like the exact dates of construction milestones, the different stateroom categories, the ports of call for each itinerary.
It's all laid out nice and clear, so you can really start planning your dream vacation on the Celebrity Xcel.
Okay, so let's wrap this up with the main takeaways.
Yeah.
The Celebrity Xcel is on track for its highly anticipated launch in November 2025. And it's kicking things off with those amazing Caribbean cruises departing from Fort Lauderdale.
And it's bringing together the best of the Edge series, the luxurious accommodations, the innovative design, the focus on creating a seamless indoor-outdoor experience.
But it's also pushing the boundaries further with that methanol capability, which is a game changer for the industry, and those entirely new experiences that they're keeping under wraps for now.
Right. It's that perfect blend of the familiar and the unexpected that really makes the Xcel so captivating.
So here's a thought for you. With the Celebrity Xcel leading the charge towards methanol-powered cruising, what other innovations do you think we'll see in the future of travel?
That's a great question. I mean, it's clear that the industry is moving towards more sustainable practices, but what will that look like in 5 years, 10 years down the line?
Will we see even more alternative fuels being used? Will ship design evolve even further to minimize environmental impact?
And how will these changes affect the destinations these ships visit? Will they become more eco-conscious as well?
It's definitely something to ponder as we watch the Xcel set sail and usher in a new era of cruising.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be a traveler, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the Celebrity Xcel. For now, thanks again for all the great information and for this fantastic discussion.
It was my pleasure, and I'm sure we'll be revisiting this topic as more details emerge.
Definitely stay tuned for our next deep dive, where we'll explore another fascinating aspect of the world of travel.
Until next time.
Bye for now.